The 2005 Dakar Rally. Time is of the essence. Every moment on your channel of champions. Sponsored by Total Quartz Lubricants.
Stage 3 of the Telefonica Dakar 2005 is underway. Granada welcomed the Dakar late last night after a big long road section. David Fretenier goes into today's stage with what could be the last chance to shine before the going suits the bigger bikes. Very dusty today out on the stage. Some people lost a little bit of time, if only on a 10K stage. Quick look back at what happened yesterday. Big long road section, and on the motorway, Colin McRae stopped with general electrical problems, but getting everything sorted just by the side of the motorway. Eurosport's Jochen Mass turning up on the scene and just checking out what was going on, but nothing really very serious. The sidecar outfit, number 250, the Swiss Aprilia sidecar, all that way, 950 kilometers, but at least at the end of it, there were 100,000 people waving to all of the competitors and some very, very weary backsides as well. What a warm welcome on a very cold New Year's Day evening. I think he deserves a medal already. Stage 3 of the Telefonica Dakar 2005. We go from Granada in Spain to Rabat in Morocco. A short road section before today's stage, which was just outside the city of Granada, some 10 kilometers of stage, and then a long road section, 557 kilometers, to make a total of 573 as we go into Africa. Just after dawn this morning, the sun appeared over the top of the mountains alongside Granada. Snow-capped mountains, indeed they were. Some of the Spanish helicopters put on quite a bit of a show. The motorcycles on the stage were running in reverse order today, so the slower runners went through first, and then we built up to the fastest man through the stage at Barcelona a couple of days ago, and that man was David Fretenier. He was last to the stage, but he put the gauntlet down last. He won the stage today, his 5th Dakar stage victory, not only the start of his 2nd actual Dakar rally. He had 3 stages one last year. He's had 2 already this year. The Barcelona one, now making this one a back-to-back win. Running the bike with one-wheel drive, as he did on the beachfront in Barcelona. He now leads the rally overall. Alfie Cox was worried this morning about his shoulder after a big get-off in Barcelona a couple of days ago. Second on the stage, just 2 seconds behind Frétinier, but Cox is 22nd overall after that Barcelona mishap on stage 1. Frenchman Cyril Desprez was third on today's stage. He's second in the overall standings, just 11 seconds behind David Frétinier. It's worth pointing out, by the way, that David Frétinier is leading the motorcycle section on 12 minutes and 8 seconds. He's 14 seconds faster than the leading car at this point in the rally. Now here's a rookie. This is Jordi Duran, the Catalan rider with the Repsol KTM. Fourth on today's stage, and doing a very good showing in front of, well, not quite his home crowd. We're down here in Andalusia, but at least he's in front of fellow Spaniards and jumping and holding it all together. Mark Comer, fifth on today's stage. He holds 6th position overall, reflecting his number 6 starting number. Tall and lanky Comer. Is he the rider that's going to take over from Nani Roma? Well, it will be seen. Here's our first look at the Aussie, Andy Caldicott, 6th on today's stage. He holds 20th overall. Teammate David Schwartz is 62nd overall as he attacks his very first Dakar. Carlo de Gavado out of Chile, fitter than ever is de Gavado as he comes into the Dakar 2005. He's 7th on the stage, 21st overall. Now here is Carrara, start number of 130, the Swiss rider, the fastest amateur on the stage today. He was 8th, what a run. 2-time victor Fabrizio Mioni, 9th today. He holds 4th as he leaves Spain and goes into Africa. Cullen Walsh, birthday today, he's 22 years old. The American is now 3rd overall, and as a rookie, sensibly finished 10th on the stage, so not as to be too high and too early on the road tomorrow when they leave Rabat. Isidre Esteve, 13th on the stage for the number 7 rider, and look at this jump from Eric Verhoef. 5th he is overall. Jan Winters, he holds 8th overall, even though he nearly came off. Palander Zulavasetter out of Norway, 9th overall, safely inside the top 10. Now remember Giovanni Sala, he had clutch problems a couple of days ago in Barcelona. He's up to 163rd overall. He just took it steady on the stage today. Problems today for a few bikes with electrical failures. Seems to have only affected KTMs, about 30 of them. KTM this evening have sent a private jet from Salzburg in Austria with many spare electrical parts to try and cure this mysterious problem that has curiously struck out of the blue. So then, today's stage, David Frétinier being victorious with the one-wheel drive Yamaha ahead of Alfie Cox, Desprez, rookie Jordi Duran. Overall, Frétinier leads by 11 seconds over Desprez and Walsh. Frétinier saying the stage was very good, some tight corners. I did a small test before the start and it was okay, but then when I actually got into the stage it felt different underfoot. They made the stage with a bulldozer and that actually made it very slippery. There were some small ruts on the run and a great deal of dust with many hazards in which to get caught out on. I was quick, but not too much because I didn't want to risk a very potentially silly crash here in Spain.
Ça serait vraiment dommage de tomber sur une spéciale comme ça.
Today a lot better, yes. You know, I've had sort of like 2 days to rest the shoulder. Okay, yesterday was 900 kilometers on the highway, but I still have pain inside, but with some painkillers, and this special I felt really good. The only problem I'm worried about is in the thick sand when I have to lift the bike up. But at the moment, I'm very, very happy. So I'm going to continue and for sure.
Commencer l'année par
Bray saying to begin the new year with such a stage is very good. At last we can finally race against the clock. Yesterday we did 900 clicks just sitting there at 120 kilometers an hour average. Today, of course, very different.
Un peu de plaisir.
Nissan has worked hard since last year to build a new, now 4-litre pickup. Built now near Aix-en-Provence, the team had a big test in Morocco in July and at the end of September before the final build of 3 cars for this year's Dakar. Mechanics working overtime on the car and time taken wisely. Team boss Gilles Martineau saying, compared to last year's car, only a few things remain the same. The tubes around the cockpit, the bodywork, the wheels, and that's about it. All the rest of the car is pretty well brand fire new. Engine, gearbox, transmission, front chassis, rear chassis, every small little part of the car, the electronics as well, even the seats and the dashboard, all new. During Dakar 04, Nissan won 4 stages, but they had weak reliability, leaving Vatanen and McRae stranded out in the desert for a couple of days and nights, waiting for their service truck. What was never in doubt was the team's speed. They've always been quick. That looks to have changed. The Nissan 2005 won the Baja Portalegre, the first victory for Carr and McRae in a rally raid. Externally it looks similar to last year, but of course without the rear wing. The big difference is underneath, with a 4-litre V6 that's completely different block, almost an 11th scale version of last year's 3.5 litre. The Nissan is pretty well 80% brand new.
For sure in the sand we should be quicker. We've worked a lot with the engine torque and the suspension and the traction in the sand. Overall, a seconds per kilometre is difficult to say, but we've worked a lot more on the reliability.
Still in the team, the former World Rally Champion McRae with Ari Vatanen. 52 years old is Vatanen now. 4-time winner of the Paris-Dakar with 50 stage victories to his name. He's got a new co-driver this year with Tiziano Siviero. The 1981 World Rally Champion continues to be a member of the European Parliament, as well as being a contender for victory on the world's toughest and longest motorsport event.
He
says, I cannot choose if I will drive stages for victory or a good result overall, because I cannot predict these kind of things, you know. When you drive well and everything goes well, you can just win the stage. And if you win stages, in the end, by definition, you'll have a good overall position. It's all part of the same game, but for sure it'll be very nice to take some stage victories as a bonus and a podium finish once we get to Dakar. South African fans only have eyes for Janil de Villiers. The cool former SAC-car champion has a long relationship with Nissan, and this gets stronger and stronger. De Villiers is quick. He's always been quick. He's in his 3rd Dakar now, and you better watch out. He's going to take stage victories this year. Of that, there is no doubt, certainly from this side of the television. What can he do in the overall standings come the end of Dakar? Nissan, 3 works cars, a lot of work. They are strong. Next car on the line, Telefonica Dakar 2005, is Colin McRae. The Nissan 4-litre V6 sped out of the blocks this morning around the 10-kilometre stage to take stage victory number 3 for Colin McRae, his first of 05. He leads overall tonight with an overall advantage of just 1 second over the rest of the field. Early days though. This kind of stage perfectly suited the Scotsman's style. It was then Stefan Pederhansel who got second on the stage today behind McRae some 6 seconds back. Pederhansel 4th overall, going into Africa. Harry Vatanen 3rd on today's 10-kilometre stage, just 10 seconds back of Colin McRae. The flying Finn at 52 years old is 6th overall, going into Africa. Janil de Villiers 4th on the stage today to make it all 3 Works Nissans inside the top 4. De Villiers 3rd overall. Birthday boy Robbie Gordon, 36 years old today. He lost the overall lead to McRae, but only by that single second. First on the stage, on the road, he found it a little difficult without anybody else's tar tracks to follow. Luc Alphonse, 6th on the stage today. He holds 7th in the overall rankings, but he's still getting used to the Evo 3 Mitsubishi. Fellow Volkswagen race Touareg driver Bruno Sarbi, 7th today, backing up Robbie Gordon's strong position. He's 5th overall. Hiroshi Mashioka, he started 2nd on the stage, but he eventually netted 8th by the time he broke the timing beams. You would have thought he'd be a little quicker than that, but he's a wise judge. Nasser Al-Attiyah having a good run, so did Jutta Kleinschmidt, the 3rd Volkswagen, getting 10th on the stage. She's 9th overall. Jose Maria Servia, Spanish driver, doing well. So did Gregoire de Mavius, 12th on the stage. The 2-time Group N world champion bedding himself in. Massive amount of people out there on the stage this morning, but as the sun got higher and more cars went through the stage, the dust just got even worse. It's hard to believe that when the Dakar last came here in 1999, it was a complete bog of mud and water. Even the trucks couldn't get through when we last came here in 1999. And here we are in 05, and you would have thought we're in the middle of Mauritania rather than Spain. Citroën number 400, this is the De Chevaux with 2 engines, one powering the front end, one powering the rear. Little bit of understeer there, I rather fancy, but arm out of the window, window up, very relaxed. Now we're on board with the Bowler Wildcat 200 of car number 427. This is the Dutch run machine with Chris Lades at the helm, and the growling V8 sounding very healthy indeed as they pick their way through the dust.
Ja, wat zeg je? Ja. Als er hier 2 uitroeptekens staan, dan hoppel naar links. 2 uitroeptekens.
So Colin McRae clinching a stage victory ahead of Pederhansel, Vatanen, de Villiers and Gordon. 3 Nissans in the top 4. Overall, McRae therefore leads by just 1 second ahead of birthday boy Gordon, de Villiers, Pederhansel and Sarbi.
To try and be quickest there. You know, we had a disaster last year in Morocco running quite far back with the dust, so I don't want to be in that position again.
Going into Africa after a short boat journey this afternoon. the Dakar is really getting underway. Surely you're going to feel happier.
Yeah, no, it's getting closer and closer to the real thing, you know, there's so much hanging around in this event. There's 1 week for about 20 stage kilometres, so it's nice to get into Africa and start the real event.
Pour faire un bon temps sur ce genre de spécial, il faut partir avant que la terre soit trop remuée.
Here with Stefan Pederhansler on that sort of stage, you have to be well up. You have to be early actually on the stage before it gets too dusty. We didn't start in the best position. 900 clicks of road section yesterday is the question of for only 10 clicks today. Well, he says that's going to change soon after a long road section. When you have good sections such as this, it's a bit of a present. It's all going to change soon.
Que du plaisir au niveau du pilotage parce qu'elle était vraiment bien tracée. Donc ça nous remonte le moral pour enchaîner les kilomètres de route derrière.
After Dakar 04, Volkswagen did 3 rallies, Morocco, Turkey and Dubai. 3 rallies with very different terrain. They clinched their first Dakar stage victory last year. Since then they've had another few. So total 7. Jutta Kleinschmidt clinched a 3rd overall in Turkey. And they've done a massive 50,000 kilometers worth of testing since then. Chris Nissen saying we've made great advances. When we go to test, we always have one car from the previous test and one with the new setup. And because of our good drivers and our serious prep, we can always document the process that we've made with each vehicle. We've greatly improved the chassis, we've greatly improved the driving characteristics of the car and the engine. Overall, the whole package is so much stronger. Kleinschmidt lost everything last year when going through a freak flood in Morocco. The water flowed straight into the engine, and although she later won a stage, she was way behind in the overall standings. It was a cruel blow for the 2001 victor. With a second Touareg, teammate Sabi finished an almost unnoticed 6th overall. The team have worked especially hard on the engine, making it 2.5 rather than 2.3 litres. It's up on brake horsepower, up to 238, after it was a little lacking with BHP last year. Kleinschmidt continues with the team for the 3rd year after first driving the 2-wheel drive Touareg in 03. Kleinschmidt was relied on heavily last year as the Hanover squad drew on her massive rally raiding experience. This Dakar will see the results of that work blossom, not only with the results, but with the whole efficiency of the team and the way that it works. The Dakar for us is the biggest rally of the year. It's the most difficult, the longest, the hardest one. So now we have many kilometers underneath us over very different terrain. We've prepared for everything. It's a big adventure. And when you start in the morning, you really don't know what might happen during that day. It's hard, it's long, and that's why it's so special. It's really our focus for the whole year, coming down to just 16 stages. Bruno Sabi remains the 93 Dakar winner, was 6th last year, but later on last year he led the Rally Orient in Turkey, putting Volkswagen at the head of a rally raid for the very first time. 4 times WRC champion Juha Kankkunen has joined VW, victor of the Dakar in '88 with a Peugeot 205. Well, he's won the Safari 3 times, the Acropolis twice, and the Ivory Coast once, whilst en route to 23 WRC wins. He may have been away from the Dakar, but he has a 100% winning record that he does not want to lose. Kankkunen is a man to watch.
Big difference there. It's quite light, it's heavy car, but it's very light to drive, handles well, suspension, it's very good over the bumps and things, and of course the regulations have changed. That at the time we had Group B cars which were very more powerful and things, but okay, everybody else, it's the same regulations for everybody, and if you compare to the other cars, it seems to be really a winning car.
American Robbie Gordon is also with Volkswagen. This guy has done it all. 4-time class winner at Daytona, 2-time Champ Car winner, 3-time NASCAR winner, and 2-time Baja 1000 winner. He's never done such a big long rally before, nor driven a diesel, nor a four-wheel drive. He turns up at the first stage and he runs off with first place. This guy is quick and full of American confidence. We move now on to the trucks here on stage 2 of the Telefonica Dakar 2005. Overall ranking, it's once more Hans Becks that leads the overall standings with his DAF, just 23 seconds ahead of Kabirov with his Kamaz. Jan de Rooij with his Dutch-entered DAF is third in the overall standing, some 39 seconds back of leader Becks. Fourth is Gerard de Rooij, father of Jan. He's 46 seconds back, but only 7 seconds back of his son. And fifth is Mardiv in his Kamaz, just over a minute back of the leader. On board with Gerard de Rooij, just giving you some idea of how cut up and dusty the stage was. The next stage on the agenda, stage from Rabat to Agadir into Africa for the Dakar proper. So from Spain, it's adios.